A warm welcome to day 3 and our final game here in Gibraltar for the Inspire Sports Netball Europe U17 Challenge event at the Tercentenary Sports Hall. What a weekend of netball we've had so far, and today so far has certainly not disappointed. We've seen 9 games so far this weekend which have demonstrated just how competitive the U17 event has been this year. The netball has been outstanding. We've seen great games of netball from all 5 competing nations this weekend. Host Gibraltar, Republic of Ireland, Switzerland, Malta and the Isle of Man. Here on day 3 I can tell you that Switzerland has won the U17 Challenge event, undefeated in all 4 games this weekend. Our congratulations go to them. I'm Lynn Carpenter and I'm delighted to be joined for the last game here today in the commentary box by Joe Beveridge, co-founder of Swiss Netball, and probably still celebrating, Joe.
Oh, without a doubt still celebrating. I'm not sure I can be sitting here calmly at this precise moment. What a match we've just watched with Swiss Netball. And 10, 12 years ago, we would never believe that we were now at the situation where we were facing England Netball next year. It's just incredible. I've been talking to my co-founder this morning and saying to her, wow, did we ever believe we'd get here? And it's amazing. All credit to the coaches and Emma Connolly, amazing.
And of course, netball is such a team event here. It's the team behind the team and the team behind the team behind the team. Yep. We know Switzerland have closed out the tournament 4 games and 4 wins, but it is all still to play for. Our last game this morning that we're bringing you live in just a few minutes, Gibraltar against the Republic of Ireland. Everything to play for, the silver medal still completely at stake. How do you think this game is going to go today, Joan?
We were talking earlier, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. As we were saying, if Gibraltar hold their nerve, they play their game, they don't get rattled, then they have a very good chance of taking the silver medal position. They've played consistently well throughout the tournament, but never underestimate the Irish. They play a good game and they could come in and just sneak it away from Gibraltar if they just hold their nerve.
So we will shortly be bringing you the starting 7 for both of these teams, but when you look at their squads, who do you think is going to be instrumental in this match today?
Well, the Gibraltar shooters, when they hold their nerve, they're extremely good. I'm sure their shooting stats are fairly high at the moment. Their goal attack is particularly effective on court. So I'm hoping that they will hold their nerve and those feeds into the circle will be what they need to just pop that ball into the net.
And of course, these 2 teams played each other only last October. There was nothing between it then. 24-27. Ireland took that game against Gibraltar.
There you go. As I said, you can never actually underestimate the Republic of Ireland. You don't know how they're going to come out and play. They could actually take it today if they really hold their nerve and shoot well.
And of course, we can hear the crowd in the background. So both the host Gibraltar packed the stadium behind us, Joe, but you can hear the Irish really supporting their team.
The Irish drums are right behind our backs and they are definitely loud. They're going to lift their team today, I feel.
So let me tell you who the starting 7 are for both our teams today. Gibraltar first, goal shooter Truman Davis, goal attack Garrow, wing attack Perkis Gallen, their captain Hernandez in at centre, wing defence Pozo, goal defence McQuiston, and in at goalkeeper Hartman. The coach for Gibraltar is Joel Marino. And for Ireland, their starting lineup this morning, goal shooter Simon, their captain, Hughes in at goal attack, wing attack Eaton, centre Redman, Hart wing defence, Stingemore goal defence, and goalkeeper Hayes. Coach for Ireland is Emma Wall. And I can also tell you the umpires for game 10 from 10 this weekend. Megan Samuel, Katie Saunders, and the reserve umpire Catriona Mills.
And as you can see, the goalkeeper for Ireland running on now, she will also be very instrumental in this game. She holds her nerve, she reads the ball extremely well. She should be getting some good interceptions.
So we know this game has the silver medal here at stake this weekend. Gibraltar to get the play underway.
And there we go, straight up for wing attack, good interception by her.
So both teams will be feeling the nerves here. Hernandez. Truman Davis, long pop. Not going to fall for her, so Ireland have an opportunity.
Always dangerous throwing it into the circle. If there's an interception, then there's an immediate chance for the shooters.
Right,
as a coach, I'm always saying, don't throw it into the circle.
Great intercept there, or just finding it difficult. The ball in circle, great pressure by Ireland.
A few nerves, I feel, just settling down. Both teams just got to settle a little bit.
So we see Ireland popping their captain Simon in at goal shooter. She's played goal attack most of this tournament. Hughes in. We'll take first blood.
And the drums are going mad behind us. It could be a match against the supporters here, I feel.
Great hands there by McQuiston.
What I noticed is yesterday the Irish goal shooter was actually playing goal attack, and we were commenting on that game, and we said that she'd lost her nerve a little bit, and her shooting, which was amazing on day one, wasn't so good day two. She's now in at goal shooter for today. Let's hope she can really pop those balls back in.
So neither team settling. Great reverse tip there by McQuiston. Great timing on her jump. Making sure they take the ball, listen to the umpire. Difficult to hear what the umpire's saying.
Yep. It's all on the hand signals today, I think. There we go.
So, Republic of Ireland, 2-0. Gibraltar centre pass. Garrow looking for the long shot.
Yes.
That'll lift their confidence.
Always helps getting the first goal in.
So remember, if you are joining us here in sunny Gibraltar, please send Joe and I your messages, #NEU17 challenge, and we will do our best to read them out. Janice Marino.
Lovely interception by the centre there.
And shoot supporting the girls here for Gibraltar.
Yes. It looks like she's back.
So Simon really pleased to put that one away. 3-1. Important that both sides score of the centre passes.
Oh, offside by the wing attack.
Gallen. Seen a lot of footwork this weekend.
It's been an
Joe,
incredible
haven't
amount
we?
of footwork from all the teams. It's not something I would have expected at this level to be seeing quite so much of.
So what can Garrow do?
The Irish won that tussle.
So both teams taking a few minutes to settle down. 4 minutes gone. It is 3-1 to Ireland here against Gibraltar. Last game of the event, game 10.
So shooters holding her space beautifully. Oh, bad luck. That was not a great feed into the circle there.
But immediately responded, put pressure on Gibraltar, bringing the ball out, wins a throw-in for her side.
That's the nerves telling.
Yeah, misunderstanding there. Hernandez.
Just didn't quite get her distance before she put her hands up.
Outside the circle. So we see Sive Stingemore in there for Ireland to go defence. We know her coaches at Cranley School in Surrey are watching, so a warm welcome and hello to Sally McLaughlin, former England under-21 player, and Sean Broad. We hope you're enjoying the game here. It's very tight, very exciting. 3-2, nothing between these two sides here.
It looks like we might have a match on our hands.
We suspected that at the beginning, didn't we?
We did.
Yep. Great hands there, just. Judged to have contacted and Kristen coming round. So Hughes steps in.
Keeper didn't quite get back fast enough from that pass that gave away the penalty.
Picked up by McQuiston.
She's a tall goal defence, so Irish have really got to jump high to get those rebounds.
Nice into Garrow and interchange.
Nice
Curtis Gallen, Truman Davis.
Yes.
And there is nothing between these two sides. 6 minutes gone, 3-all.
That was good build-up by the Gibraltar team there before that goal.
Great drive by Garrow, giving the options.
Lovely
shot. 4-3, Gibraltar lead. Ireland centre pass. Important they score now, Joe.
It is important they score. They've got to keep in the game. If they let Gibraltar go off too far ahead, then their confidence will come up. The Irish's will diminish. It's all about playing with confidence. Keep the nerves, play with confidence like that. Beautiful into the circle.
So Simon. Oh, she's just not quite getting the weight of the ball right, is she? Lots of pressure out there. 4-all.
She's just throwing it a little bit flat. I don't think there's enough spin on it.
Well held by Pozo. So competitive. Every ball's
been fought for.
Which is what you'd expect at this level.
Yes, you would.
Hayes could have come round with the reverse side there. So penalty, which Truman Davis says thank you. 5-4. When these two teams played in October, there was 3 goals between them. So this looks like we're going to have a similar match today.
It could be a goal. Well, I hope we do, because it's always more exciting when you have a close match. You know, interesting defensive technique there by the goal defence, holding on to the goalkeeper so she could lean much further into the mark.
Replaying the ball, Curtis Gallen, so 5-all. They're going to want to come back quickly here, Gibraltar, get the interception. You see both Gibraltar defences pushing their players out, forcing them to come forward for the ball. Taking their time.
Someone needs to come forward.
Yeah, great pressure by Ireland.
We've seen this a few times. If the players don't come forward to receive the ball, and they're running away from the ball, and that's when the defence just fly in and get the interception. Contact by the centre.
Where's the space? So Tim Luddy, good to have you with us watching the netball here. Hope you're enjoying it. It's a really competitive game. 5-all, 6 minutes left until our first quarter time.
Right, the Irish need to come back with a goal now on their centre pass. I have noticed twice now that the centre's not seeing that the goal attack is coming out and is actually free for those centre passes. She's looking for the wing attack each time, who has actually been double marked, which means she's not free for those centres.
So Hughes taking the front drive. Great rebound by Simon.
Nice lean again. Well played.
What a game. 6-all with just 5 minutes to go.
Been nice to finish on a really tight game. It's been an amazing tournament for good netball. We've had some really tight games, and to finish on one would be
just the epitome of a good tournament.
That was fantastic vision there. Great drive by Garrow. We're going goal for goal. Centre pass to centre pass.
It is, well, that's how it should be.
Just too much there. Friesen. Footwork called.
Again.
Again. It's the late takeoff, I think, every time,
every
isn't
time.
it? Good bite, Simon. Levels this game 7-all.
Nice take. That was well seen by the centre there.
Redman getting a hand there and just came off the Gibraltar centre. So throw into Ireland.
Good contact there. Just inching the ball slowly up the court at the moment. Oh, off court. What bad luck.
They've got to watch those aerial balls, Gibraltar. Yeah. Ireland looking to come out for the flying interceptions.
It's the aerial balls that let Gibraltar down. They're easily intercepted. It seems to be when they're under pressure, they revert back to just doing aerial balls, which are slow in the air, easy for the defence to pick up.
Schumann Davis disappointed with that call. You can see the pressure these players are under.
Yeah. Goal shooter getting just a little bit rattled there.
So the keeper calm. Better transition by Ireland, but still using the sideline so much, not really using the width of the court.
Which gives them no room for error at all.
Max Hughes doesn't need a second opportunity there. Their centre pass, Ireland one ahead.
Ireland just need to keep their cool.
Great pressure by McQuiston. Hartman.
Contact obstruction by the goalkeeper.
So 9-7, Ireland lead. Gibraltar going to want to score off the centre pass, really struggling to get.
They're just getting a little bit rattled. In actual fact, as a coach, it's one of the things we say, if you can keep calm against Gibraltar, then you stand a good chance of beating them.
Footwork call by against Hernandez. Just hands before feet. That discipline required. 3 feet, then hands up to that phase 2.
It's a hard one.
It's marginal, but it is those marginal differences.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, really didn't put the ball in the right place there.
Well read, though, by the wing defence.
Come on, Pozo. 1 minute left on the clock for this quarter. Lucky to keep that one in, Gibraltar. Foot not up on the line, not permitted. Just those
tiny
little bit
ones.
of attention to detail, isn't it?
They're going to make all the difference.
So still 2 in it, just over 30 seconds to go.
An improper throw at this level with your foot not up to the line is actually unforgivable, really. You've got the time to take to make sure your feet are in the right place.
.15 seconds.
So she'll get the shot.
And she'll score. So composure by Simon means that at the first break, Ireland head to the benches, 3 ahead, 10-7.
And the Gibraltar team looking on that shot just then, the Gibraltar supporters not looking too happy at the moment. They need to now try and lift their team. And as we said, it's a tight game.
And I think if we added up the number of unforced errors just by Gibraltar in those last few minutes, the turnover ball they've given, lack of capitalising when they do get the turnover, foot not up to the line, all stuff that just shouldn't be happening at this level.
No, it shouldn't be happening at this level, and if they hadn't been making those unforced errors, they would actually be in the lead at this point. And hopefully the coaches will look back at maybe this feed and see what they can do to just control those nerves a little bit more. They're just getting a little bit tense, and therefore they're not thinking of the basics. And therefore they're making the errors, and therefore they are 3 goals down at this point.
So we will see if either side, with the closeness of this game, decides to make any substitutions. Will be interesting.
I think if I was on their bench at the moment, I would leave it as it is, just to let them settle down a little bit more. We know that they can play an exceptionally good game of netball, and therefore I think give them a chance to just come back on, listen to what their coaches are telling them at this time, and come on and see if they can just settle those nerves a little bit.
So talking of nerves, we saw Switzerland take to the court in the last game against the Isle of Man. 5-0 to the Isle of Man in that first quarter before we saw Switzerland respond 6-5 and then moved ahead and closed out the game quite considerably in the end, 50-29.
And that was pure nerves at the beginning. The girls came out, they looked a different team to they had the other 3 games, where their composure had been there from the start. They were dropping the balls, there was footwork, their nerves were really, really showing. They knew the significance of the game, and their nerves really told in that first 5 minutes. But they composed themselves. They are an extremely good team together, those girls. They're a very close-knit team. They listened to their coaches, who I imagine were shouting at them from the sidelines. I could see a few times glancing over. And they pulled themselves together. They talked to each other, and then they pulled away. It shows a good team.
So we will see how the quarter-time talk from the coaches goes, what impact they have, whether they make any changes to any of their lineup. But it is at this moment in time Republic of Ireland leading by 10-7 against our host Gibraltar. But what an event's been this weekend. And
it's been a superb event. It's a superb venue. It's a beautiful court for the girls to play on. We've had the sunshine outside, which is lovely. Gibraltar, our host Gibraltar, have really hosted an exceptionally good event, and all credit to them, and a big thank you from all the teams that have arrived today or this weekend to take part.
And as always with these events, Joe, the preparation, looking forward to getting here, and then in a blink of an eye, here we are.
It's all
game
gone.
10 of 10, and we're seeing what will be the decider for that silver medal here at the Netball Europe U17 Challenge event.
Yeah, and Gibraltar presumably have been organising and planning this event for probably well over a year. They've been working extremely hard to get to be able to host the event as well as they have hosted it. And as you say, blink of an eye, we're all done and dusted, and everyone's going back on their planes tonight. But thank you very much to Gibraltar Netball for hosting such a good event.
It has been amazing, and I'm sure there'll be lots of thanks their way later on today. So the teams are retaking the court here. There has been some changes by Gibraltar, so you can see that Pozo has now gone to centre. Hernandez is back at wing defence.
Nice hold there by the goal attack, so she wing attack just popped the ball into her.
Hughes takes a chance, 11-7. Gibraltar do now. Good angles by Hayes there, just giving Schumann Davis nowhere to go. She's been really effective all weekend,
She's been
hasn't she?
extremely effective all weekend.
better feed in.
And the goalkeeper jumping in. It's always the risk when your keeper jumps rather than just marks with the lean, is that they land within that 3-foot mark and therefore they give away the penalty.
So Gibraltar pull one back, keeping the gap to 3, 11-8 here. A little bit of talk between the wing attack centre for Ireland. I sometimes wonder, is it easier to be ahead or easier to be chasing? The psychological difference of the two is really...
I think it's always easier to be ahead. But yes, I mean, you work harder when you're behind if you know to push on, but I think overall I'd rather be ahead than behind.
So Zamet being called for contact there, stepping into a player. Come on at wing attack for Gibraltar.
Replayed ball there.
Not clear for the players hearing the umpire. Not surprising with the noise of the crowd here. These two teams very well supported.
We're sitting here with headphones on and it's still deafening.
So Hughes, 14-8. Again, ball being forced back. Contact by Zamet.
She called for that ball, but then didn't take it cleanly.
Nice
a little
release.
Delay on the Irish releasing the ball. Nice drive out. Yes.
So as you can see,
That was a well-deserved ball.
Garrow back at goal shooter for Gibraltar. Good pressure there. 3 in it.
The Irish have got to settle themselves back down again. There's been a few wild throws.
Less perhaps seeing playing of advantage in this game consistently.
Yes.
Ozo really got nowhere to go.
Just a bit all over the place this last couple of minutes, the Irish. You just need to bring it back to how they were playing before they came off the end of the first quarter.
So Gibraltar successfully pull one back, their centre pass. 2 in it, 12-10. Just got to be careful with those aerial balls. They haven't got the height advantage there. Nice pop by Garrow. It squeaks in. 12-11. They all count.
That's all that they do. They're coming back. Just keep possession, just settle it back down again.
Simon.
Oh, bad luck. Nearly kept in by the goal attack.
Footwork.
And that was one of those delayed takeoff footworks. Oops.
Flow of the game just a little bit sticky at the moment.
Just too much contact.
Off the post will be a pass. Pass on court. It's got to be a pass. It was the correct call by the umpire. You can't use the post in that way. So Hughes.
The umpires have got to settle this down a bit now. It's getting a bit confusing.
The clarity needed. Well played by Hartman there. Just getting a little bit scrappy.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's the importance of this game, Joe. All the players realise what's at stake out there. They've given their heart and soul in this tournament. Absolutely desperate to come out the right side.
And they're all slightly tired because they've been playing very intense games for 3 days, and that's when you've really got to dig deep and keep it calm, try and keep possession.
So if we look at these teams now, Gibraltar have 2 wins out of 3, Ireland 1 out of 3, Isle of Man 2 out of 4. They've completed their campaign.
Yeah.
So if Ireland do beat Gibraltar, those 3 teams are all on 2 out of 4 games. It will come down to goal difference.
Goal difference or goal average to start with?
Oh, don't ask me.
I know.
That's what I leave Maggie Jackson to do.
We have a mathematician in our parents' supporters, and she's been doing calculation after calculation. I think,
well, luckily Switzerland didn't need that.
We didn't need it, thank goodness. I think it's goal average first, which is the amount of goals scored divided by the amount of goals conceded.
Great pressure by Ireland there. So 12-11, and we've only got 8.5 minutes left now of this quarter. I think the coaches for both teams are going to say just need to clean it up a bit, too much contact. Great defence there by Gibraltar.
Nice take. It's a good feed into the circle.
Great space. So 13-11. Gibraltar centre pass.
The Irish supporters are getting very
can't
excited.
Get it forward. Another opportunity for Ireland. Yeah, hands before feet.
Nice vision into the circle there. That was a good pass.
Good cut by Hughes.
Irish heads are just going up a little bit. They're feeling a little bit more sort of, saying that, I should have not said a word.
Umpire indicating one way and then changing her mind.
It's not going to go down well with the Gibraltar supporters.
No, I can understand that. I think we really do need some clarity here. Difficult because, as we know, so many split-second decisions in a competitive game of this nature.
You have a lot of things to be thinking about all at the same time, but when the game gets a little scrappy like this, really we have to look at the umpires to take control of the game and make sure they make very clear decisions. If necessary, telling the players to calm down a little bit. It's the goal shooter there missing a couple. She just needs to bend her knees a little bit more. She was a little bit too flat. Nice jump. Oh, bad luck. Again, late takeoff on there. She did the split jump, but in actual fact, she lifted both feet. Right, let's see what Gibraltar can do with this ball. Got to try and keep possession, run forward. Good. That's better.
So it is all about possession, working the ball to the edge of the circle. Ireland do have the height advantage in there. Nice finding, Garrow.
Sometimes when you have the height disadvantage in the circle to do those little bounce passes along the floor, it fools your taller goalkeeper, which is exactly what happened on that last pass.
The Irish centre was just offside then. Good hands by Hayes, such a critical intercept for Ireland.
That's what we were just saying, the umpires just need to settle it down, take control. Little words with the players every now and again.
So it's still only 3 in it. It's been a really low scoring quarter so far. I don't think Gibraltar have actually scored this quarter.
No, I think you're right, I don't think they have.
12-11 at quarter time. We've only seen 2 goals by the Republic in 10 minutes of play.
No, that's
just astonishing.
That is just astonishing. That's well, that just shows it's actually just turned into a bit of a scrappy game at this precise moment.
So whichever team is going to take control of this game could be the ones who emerge 60 minutes.
Third quarter is often the key quarter in any match. Be interested to see what happens.
Come on! Frustrating to watch.
It is frustrating to watch. It's not flowing. We know they can both play better than this.
Gibraltar pressure being a home side. Footwork again.
It was, and then thrown away.
And Zamet head in her hands, rightly so.
Well understood. But then now the Irish have to do some nice passes so their teammates are catching the ball. The last footwork was purely because it was a tough pass to catch, which was unnecessary. There we go.
Much better control, composed.
And well deserved.
So, 15-11. Astonishingly 3-0 this quarter.
That is astonishing.
That's great discipline by Hayes on her angles. Pocus Gallant is not able to put that ball in.
And that was actually the Gibraltar wing attack taking out the Gibraltar goal attack then. That was a total lack of communication.
What can Garrow do? Can they
yes.
score? They can.
They can. Good.
3 in it, 15-12. Ireland lead their centre pass.
They're just not running into the space. They're not just throwing. The balls aren't being thrown strong enough.
They're not seeing the options there. Better.
They're not.
So Hernandez, the captain, looking. Forced to pass back. Gibraltar really aren't getting any options there. It's good defence by Ireland. Garrow giving an option. Strong drive. What can she do? Oh, doesn't quite fall for her.
The goalkeeper is good on the rebounds. It's not many she doesn't get a tap to or a card to.
Okay, Zamet picked up that intercept.
There's too much contact. There's too many players going down on the ground.
So, McQuiston, they've got to give an option. Come forward. They're all running away from the ball. So, we've got just over 2.5 minutes left. An astonishing 3-1 score in this quarter so far.
I'm sort of speechless, really. It is an incredibly low-scoring game. See, the goal attack is running straight. She's running too flat. She's not running her angles, but they're passing the ball to her anyway, which the defence are just taking it, getting the tip.
They're not seeing the court. So Hernandez is captain. What can she do? Find Zamet. Better by Gibraltar and sees the clean
that was
option
a nice vision
into Garrow. Much better by Gibraltar.
Yes, and that was a deserved goal. It was much better working the ball around the circle, looking forward.
So 15-13. Here comes Gibraltar again. Can they maintain this momentum?
It is good defending by the Irish.
It's very tough out there. Forced to put the ball up. Focus Gallen.
And then she gave it away. They've got to run forward. I can see nobody really coming forward to receive these balls. She's got no options there.
And that was footwork.
And that was a totally unforced footwork.
So Zamet finds Hernandez, Pozo. Got to come forward. They're looking for Garrow.
Yes, nice pass.
Oh. There's the advantage.
Yeah.
Great timed rebound by Gibraltar.
Gibraltar are coming back into the game.
15-14. It's been a slog, I think it's fair to say.
Yep. Lovely pass.
Finding Hughes. Oh, great shot by her.
That was good. That was good teamwork by those shooters. Oh. Wing attack's been getting a little bit rattled on the Gibraltar side for a while. Not quite sure what happened there.
I think it's Gibraltar ball. The umpire is indicating it's Gibraltar's.
It's just
Ireland Really reactive. They've got to move the ball.
So, what do you think of that quarter?
Wow, as the two teams take to the bench at half time, 16 plays 14, but it's hard to really see what happened there apart from scrappy play. 4-3 that quarter, which is just, at this level, you wonder what the coaches now need to say to these players to get some movement, some drive, some speed, some energy into the game. It's all got a bit clogged down in the middle, Joe.
It's got completely clogged down. The Gibraltar team are getting very, very rattled. You can see the sort of their faces, and they're getting frustrated with the Irish defence. They're getting frustrated that they can't get the ball through, and because they're getting frustrated, they're actually they're forcing bad passes. They're causing a lot of contact, which then in turn is making them frustrated, it's a vicious downward spiral. The Irish have, their defence is excellent, but they're not coming forward for the ball, so when they're on the attack, there's no one to pass the ball to because there's no one coming forward. They're driving out on straight lines rather than angles, so it's easy for the Gibraltars to get a tip to the ball. The coaches have got a lot of talking to do in this half-time, I think. It's a good job it's half-time and they've got a few more minutes to actually talk to their teams.
Well, let's bring you some of the action here from this first half in what has been an incredibly tight game. Enjoy it and we'll see you back in a minute. So we are back here at the Tercentenary Sports Hall in Gibraltar for what is proving a really interesting last game here. We are seeing the screen, 16-14, Republic of Ireland against Gibraltar. Really kind of scrappy quarter, 4-3 in that quarter. We have been made aware that there will be some changes for Gibraltar. Truman Davis coming back on now, goal attack. Garrow staying at goal shooter and wing attack row. So we're probably not surprised about that change, Joe.
We're not surprised about those changes. We were saying that the wing attack needs to come off. She was getting a little bit rattled and needs to have a little bit more calm in that centre threesome now. And as you said, the goal shooter, goal attack in that first quarter were playing a good team. The coaches changed them around and then they've put it back, which I think is the right decision. Hard sometimes for the coaches sitting on the bench, getting emotionally involved in the game, to see sometimes as clearly as maybe we can sitting here without any emotion in the game.
I feel quite emotional. I don't know about you. So as we were saying, if you look at the way the weekend's unfolded so far, we know Switzerland have taken the gold. Gibraltar have 2 out of 3 wins so far. Isle of Man have closed out with 2 out of 4. Ireland have 1 out of 3. So this game literally will decide potentially who goes home with the silver medal today.
So if Gibraltar win today, they will go home with the silver.
Correct.
If Ireland win today, as you said, then we go down to this goal average. This is where we need our statistician, mathematicians to work it all out. And I'm sure the team managers or the coaches have got it worked out what they need to be doing. I'm sure the Irish know exactly that they have to win this game and then get as many goals as they possibly can. So as I said earlier, the goal average is done when you score. You take your goals that you've scored and divide it by the goals that you've conceded. And at the end of that, if it's then still equal, we'll then look at goal difference.
So it was quite an amazing quarter, 4-3 to Ireland.
I've never seen such a low scoring quarter in a game of this standard.
So what do you think these two teams need to do?
Well, I think Gibraltar need to come back and be calm and play the game that we know that they can play, that we've seen them play this time. They got very rattled, as I said, with the Irish defence, who were actually going on to doing a bit more sort of zone marking rather than man-on-man marking, and the Gibraltar team are finding it quite hard to get through that zoning. That's where the players are taking a side of the part of the court each and just keeping defending that side of the court. And then the Irish, as I said, have actually just got to get running forward to the ball, making some really good determined drives, making it easier for the person with the ball to pass it.
So we will shortly be bringing you the results of this game back. I'm just trying to look back through the games that have been played so far this weekend to see if there is any way we can...
So we're going to do the maths now, are we, Lynn?
Well, you are, Joe, I'm not.
No, I'm not. At that point, anybody who knows me would have laughed when you said I'm doing the maths. Get my calculator out, we'll see what we can do. But... right, they're coming back on court now, and we can see whether we can work out what the coaches have said to the teams. It will have been crucial at this point that the coaches gave the team some really tough talking to, and given them some direction and some tips on how to pick up the scores, get those balls down into the circle. It's no good if they can't get the ball into the circle and they can't get the goals in. It doesn't matter what they do on court if they can't actually get that ball into the circle. So here we go.
So we will bring you the
straight
official
away. They throw that centre away.
Substitutions. Not a particularly settled start by Ireland there on their centre pass. Good pressure by Gibraltar. You see that combination still, McQuiston and Hartman at the back. They've got to release the ball. They're going to get pulled for 3 seconds. So we see Garrow now out at goal attack, and Truman Davis back on at goal shooter for Gibraltar.
Garrow's definitely more effective at out as goal attack.
But unfortunately the ball didn't quite fall for them.
Right, they've got to settle this down, the
looked
Irish.
to me to be a bit of a late take-off
I think
there.
it was. Where are the shooters? Nobody's in the circle. Oh, there you go.
Simon, nice pop underhand to Hughes.
Good shot. Nice control. Took a breath, calmed herself down and scored the goal. Nice, that was nice play by Gibraltar. It was straight down the court. Given away, contact to the Irish. Now got it again coming down the court. That was a good back pass. And again, though, the Irish are they're not driving out at an angle, they're driving flat, which is giving the Gibraltars the tips.
So again, we're still seeing some of that lack of consistency by both teams here.
Yeah, and then quickly into the shooter. Yes, there you go.
Second time of asking. Good cut on the baseline by Simon. Didn't quite fall for her.
What's your opinion on this goalkeeper holding the goal defence so that she can do the lean a bit more? I know it's allowed in the rules. I'm not quite sure what I think of it.
It's interesting, isn't it, when you're watching the goalkeeper and goal defence for Gibraltar play together at club level, so they're used to doing it. It's to allow the player to have that little bit of a lean further beyond their own natural
it stops
centre
them
of gravity.
falling into the 3-foot mark. I tend to think it's a little bit against the spirit of the game. I know it's allowed. I'm not sure I like it. Right, nice defending by the wing defence there. She wasn't allowing any option of getting the ball into the circle. Oh, and she's going to pick it up. Well,
so a little bit surprised about that.
Quite sure what happened there.
I've just tried to look at the maths in terms of the goal difference, and I know that may not be the way we look at it, but Isle of Man have finished with a goal difference, a positive of 14. Ireland at the moment, not including this game against Gibraltar, have a goal difference of +6, but Gibraltar have a goal difference of +36.
So they're way ahead.
So they are way ahead.
Yeah.
So unless Ireland beat them considerably in this game, if Ireland do take the win, and you can take me out and shoot me afterwards.
It looks like at the moment
Gibraltar might be second based on their performance so far in this tournament overall. So 17-16, we have a really close game here between these two teams. Ireland leading by the slimmest of margins by 1 goal, 17-16.
And I'm not sure who that ball was to. So I'm not sure what the Gibraltar coaches did say to their players, but whatever they said seems to have worked. They've come out stronger, calmer, and they're actually playing netball again.
So they've got to listen to the umpire. Oh, handling error again. We know there may be some tired legs out there. Great tip there by Truman Davis. Both teams, both players competitive. Rowe winning the ball for Gibraltar.
Centre's not happy with that one, the Irish centre, not happy with that decision.
And did you see Hernandez then just indicating, calm it down, keep possession.
It's very difficult at this age to keep calm under pressure to the same extent. It's something you learn as you get older. They're still learning it.
Garrow, strong lift. And what an important shot.
Absolutely.
For that young player. Takes this game now 17-all. 10 minutes left until 3/4 time. You'd be forgiven if you've just joined us for thinking it was the first quarter.
You would.
The score of 17-all, but I can confirm we are in the third quarter.
It's going to probably be the lowest scoring game of the entire tournament, I think.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
So great play by Ireland, 18-17, Gibraltar Centre.
There's another warning to the Irish wing attack.
Was that a caution or a warning? I couldn't see.
I'm not quite sure. I think it was a warning, but...
Yeah, it did come off. Pozo, so the umpire quite correct in awarding the throw-in to Ireland. They lead by 1 here. Absolutely nothing between these two sides.
That was, I think, an unforced footwork again, was it?
I think these two teams have just got to keep concentrating. That's not going to help. So well picked up by Redmond.
They've also got to listen to the umpires. They're not really listening. So when there's an umpire is making a call, they're not really sure what's going on. That's a nice tip
by Hernandez. So Redmond will bring it in. I know her parents are here this weekend, been supporting this Irish team.
That was a nice ball across the circle.
Much better by Ireland using the triangles.
The contact there, so the Irish will get a penalty.
Simon.
Nice and calm under pressure.
Great intercepting by Hernandez. He's got no options. Offside. So umpire giving a caution for persistent offside by Redmond, centre for Ireland.
With a hand on the hip, you can tell she's not impressed.
It's amazing watching the body language, isn't it?
Exactly.
Poker face is really important. Game face on.
It's hard for those teenage girls.
So row back up. 19-18. Truman Davis.
And the crowd behind us is seriously getting into this match.
We can understand it, but we would want both of the supporters to be supportive and
Absolutely,
recognise the good play from both.
Exactly.
Personally, I don't like hearing booing from the crowd. I don't think it's appropriate.
I don't like it at all. In any game, in any sport, the spectators have got to be respectful for both teams and respectful for the umpires as well.
Absolutely.
And booing at any level, but you're booing a 14, 15-year-old girl here.
I mean, thankfully, many of our young role models and athletes are resilient, and hopefully we'll be able to play. Well kept on there. Fortunately didn't fall for Gibraltar, but here come Ireland. Redmond.
No options.
They are struggling to find the ball. Simon.
It's just a little messy getting into that circle. The Gibraltar defence are doing a good job at the moment.
So 19 all.
Oh, lovely interception.
Great
That was nice.
interception.
Now, where are her options?
By Hart. Well held by Hughes. Nice play.
Yeah.
Just got to bring her arm down. The goal defence.
Lovely goal
by Hughes. 2019 now. 6 minutes left until three-quarter time.
Was that an advanced penalty? What was that?
Not sure, but that's not going to go anywhere.
That was too easy to read, that one. They're gifts for the defenders,
Look
those
for the
sort of
next ball.
balls.
Nobody's looking for the next ball. They take a pass and then move it on. Late take
Like
off.
that,
2019 here, Joe. 5 minutes to go.
yeah. My nerves are getting a bit to me now.
So Gibraltar actually winning this quarter at this moment in time, 5-4.
Still low scoring.
Very.
Lovely goal. She's good at those putting those goals in from the distance.
So Ireland 2-goal gap. Nice tip there by Rowe.
It was a nice tip, but there was actually she had nowhere to throw it to, the Irish. There was no one coming forward to get that ball. I seem to be repeating
They're
myself
all
here
just
at the moment.
standing waiting. They've got to move, drive, 2 options. And Redmond says thank you.
Exactly. They're nice interceptions, but they're nice interceptions because the balls that are being passed are not good enough. So what have we got now?
So it's Gibraltar bringing Zamet back on. She's coming on at centre. Interesting substitution.
Yeah.
So Simon looking for Hughes.
So just explain that rule to me again. So when you can only come off if you have an injury, is that correct?
Correct. So I think the umpire there was making sure she asked for Pozo to clarify why she was indicating. She did say she was injured, and there's that. The new rules allowed the umpire to assess the situation quickly and make that decision, but they have to get off the court quickly if they're going to do that.
So the coaches had seen that the centre was injured, got their substitution ready, and then it went from there. I seem to be struggling with that new rule.
You know, at times it does look like it's almost a rolling substitution interpretation of the role.
Very much like a rolling substitution. The new sub had her bibs on and everything was ready to go.
So 22 plays 20. Ireland ahead by 2. Hughes makes it 3. Great passage of play by Ireland. They're just nosing ahead now.
And as soon as they get their throws right, then they're playing a really good game of netball. They're actually managing to convert those into goals. Just got to keep it going.
Gibraltar are resorting to the high ball again, Joe.
As soon as they're under pressure, it's what they do. Right, see, that's much better. Coming forward to receive the ball, driving on an angle, and it works. Throw it.
Good defence there by Hartman and McQuiston.
Oh dear.
Simon's down. Is she okay?
Doesn't look much.
She really indicated quickly. No, she looks like she's twisted her ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, we wish her luck. She's coming off. She's been instrumental for Ireland, captain and shooting. Let's hope she's okay.
Let's hope she is, because that's a hard one for Ireland.
Hughes again.
That's a good idea to pop the ball over to the new goal shooter, let her try a shot, give her a bit of confidence.
So Fisher on now to replace Simon.
Good teamwork by the goal attack there.
24 plays 20. Ireland centre pass. We've got under 2 minutes now until three-quarter time. Pressure by Gibraltar.
Got to take the knocks in that circle.
It's competitive,
It
for sure.
really is.
Well responded.
Now had a good game, that goal attack for the Irish team.
She has. Hughes has been instrumental for them. They've now got a 5-goal lead. That could prove decisive here.
Gibraltar goal at centre, just taking a little bit too long to step into the circle there to take that centre pass.
Lovely feed there into the circle to Truman Davis. Gibraltar pull one back. 25-21. Last few seconds, last minute.
That was well read by the Gibraltar goal defence.
And McQuiston's been great all tournament.
Yeah, she has. There's nowhere to throw the ball to. There's nobody free. There you go. Well done.
Hughes holding a strong position in the circle. Better defence there by Gibraltar. Didn't give away a penalty. They've got to make meaningful and purposeful drives.
Yeah, they have. And
it's all a bit pedestrian, Joe.
It's very pedestrian. There's no meaningful drives going on at all, really. I mean, every girl out there is giving 100%.
So there we go. The end of this third quarter in what is proving a really challenging game. 25-21. Ireland are in the lead against host Gibraltar. They'll be pleased with how they completed that quarter there.
They will. They won that quarter. You're all keeping the scores there, did they? They actually won that quarter. They played a good game. They still need to be driving more out on an angle. They're still not giving each other the best possible chances. But it was...
So
we're going to have some substitutions again, I think, from both teams this time.
Yeah, we saw in the last few minutes of that quarter Gibraltar putting Perkins Gallen back on at wing attack, Rowe going to the bench, and we saw Fisher coming on for Ireland. It's the only change Ireland have made, interestingly.
They have.
And I was just going to work out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 changes so far for Gibraltar in this game. Interesting.
Interesting. From the way you've written it on your board, the changes you've written there look and reflect the way Gibraltar are actually playing as well. It's all a little bit manic. I'm not sure that's a technical term in netball, but that's how it's feeling. The Irish, as you say, they've made their one change, and only because of the injury. They're just playing a little bit calmer. In some ways, they actually need to be maybe a little bit more pushy and more determined to get out and make those drives. Well, Gibraltar just need to calm it down, just think a little bit more what they're actually doing.
So that quarter was a 9-7 victory to Ireland. So that's contributed to them being now 4 goals up in this game. All very close.
Very close. It's very close. You can see the Gibraltar girls there on the screen really concentrating hard on what their coach is saying, giving them some clues of what to do on the next and final quarter.
So will Gibraltar be able to come back and support this team? We see a bit of a Mexican wave going on there by all the parents. The man at the front there obviously loves what he's doing.
Getting it organised.
So 25-21. If Ireland do take this game, it will go down to the difference of goal average versus goal difference versus
one of those, which we think is going to be Gibraltar.
So far, it looks like it might be. They do have the better goal difference so far, and even with a full goal deficit, they are still going to be in a stronger position than the other two teams at this moment in time. Unless my maths is completely horrendous. I did do it for mental arithmetic.
You did.
So
I was very
now.
impressed. There was no calculator to be seen. Of course, when we go to goal average, though, we'll actually, because you're dividing by, I'm not sure actually, working it out on the goal average, it might not be quite so clear cut.
It might not be. We should wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see on that one, because that's not a mental arithmetic thing for us, is it? We're going to stick to the talking about it.
So here we go, the last 15 minutes of the last game of 10 here in Gibraltar for the Netball Europe U17 Challenge event.
And let's hope we have the best quarter of this game to finish on a high.
Let's hope so.
It's a nice drive by the centre there.
Truman Davis, just looking for better position. Pops over to Garrow. So
it's a good strong start by Gibraltar.
Much cleaner, driving onto the ball. What can Ireland do? 25-22 they lead.
So no one's coming forward again. There we go, that's better. That's what they need to do.
Redmond taking responsibility for bringing the ball forward. Unlucky by Fisher, took on the responsibility of the shot. So they've got to give an option here to Mendes, looking for Christian driving. Better
there we go.
by
much better by Gibraltar.
Truman Davis.
So here we are.
25 plays 23. It is Gibraltar centre pass. Ireland just have to keep their heads
They
up,
really
keep
do.
doing what they've been doing consistently throughout the event here. Footwork poured against Gibraltar.
Nice space. But again, no one to throw it to. There we go, that's the drive point.
Great front
Goal,
cut by
goal
Fisher.
attack, shouting for the ball.
So Fisher scores that one to give the Republic of Ireland a very narrow cushion of 3 goals, 26-23.
The goal shooter is trying to call time over there. The Irish goal shooter is trying to attract the attention of the umpire. But as the ball is actually not in her third at the moment, the umpires aren't going to listen to her for the time being. She's got to carry on calling for time when the ball comes towards her, so she can go off.
That's right, Joe. So what can they do here? Ireland marking the front ball really effectively there, forcing the shooter and goal attack to come forward, which Truman Davis does really well. Nice. So now the umpire allowing a change. So Fisher back off. Simon, their captain, returning to court, had some treatment. So Fisher being substituted for an injury, I would hope.
I'm assuming so. Not a lot of treatment going on over there, though.
Ireland need to look for some options forward.
There we go, Santi came out, but not determined enough. That was a nice ball.
Hartman almost getting the interception, but really good hold by Simon. Back on. Putting it up. Doesn't quite fall for her.
The Irish get a contact. No,
But getting the second one.
not being able to convert it, that's a shame. We're given a free option there.
So how is this game going to end? 26-24. Ireland in a 2-goal lead. 11 minutes to go.
Predictions?
I'm all
Hard
out
one.
of predictions after 10 games, Joe, today.
Yeah, I'm not sure we can predict on this one. I think we should sit on the fence a little bit more.
I do think it's literally going to come down to which team holds the nerves,
I absolutely think so.
limits the number of unforced errors.
However, I am impressed how the Gibraltar team have come out in this fourth quarter.
They've
They are
been much calmer,
much
more
calmer.
purposeful, and it's proving rewarding for them.
It is.
26-25.
much stronger in this half, this quarter. Nice dodge by the wing defence there.
Yeah, Hernandez played a really strong captain role for Gibraltar throughout this event. Got to do something. It's going to be over a third.
Should have
The
been.
umpire didn't see it.
Should have been over a
So
third.
we'll gloss over that.
On those, that's a shame, but that's the way it goes sometimes.
The way the cookie crumbles in
Indeed.
netball, you play to the umpire.
Yep.
Nobody in the game, be it an umpire or a player, is perfect, and you respond to what you see in front of you.
Absolutely you do. And as a player, you just have to go with it, and which the Irish team have done very well.
So 26-all. Garrow takes Gibraltar into the lead now.
And the crowd are looking quite excited about that one. Right, Ireland have really got to hold their nerve now.
They have played tremendously well, this young Irish side, all weekend. They should feel very proud of how they've come out in these games.
Should have been an advantage call. It's clearly advantage, the ball was in the circle.
So Simon,
Nice
great
drive.
pop. Hughes driving the back line.
Yes.
So
we go again.
27-all. nerves of both sets of supporters.
Absolutely.
It's quite nice being neutral.
I'm enjoying being neutral. Earlier it was far too stressful.
Hence why you see why we don't always ask somebody from one country to commentate on their own country.
Completely agree. It would have been absolutely impossible.
So Gara looking for the long bomb, and it falls for her.
Excellent shot.
28 Gibraltar, 27 Ireland.
And suddenly we have a game again. It's looking much better from both teams. Come on. Here we go, pass it around, trying to find way into the circle. We need to go. Yes, nice vision there.
Lovely
that was good.
Feed into Hughes. Great shot by Hughes.
28 all again now.
Oh my goodness, 7-3 to Gibraltar this quarter.
Yeah, well, they came out much stronger.
So Gibraltar need to come forward for the ball.
Yeah. Good vision by the Irish goalkeeper there, but unfortunately caused contact in the process.
Oh. How did Truman Davis put that one in? Off balance, looking for the pass, threw it up, and
that's
the way it
confidence
falls
for you,
sometimes.
isn't it, sometimes?
29-28.
I'll just give it a go and see.
So Samet getting called for persistent contact. Good hands by Hartman.
Actually getting another turn, trying to get it into the circle.
Offside.
Can't afford an offside at this point in a match.
Not with one goal in it,
No.
and only 7 minutes of the match remaining. Hernandez coming forward. Oh, it's going to hurt. Umpire's called time. Everyone's waiting for each other, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
Big pickup by Ireland there. That's
And that was footwork?
it was footwork. No options.
That was how close to the edge of the line she is, having to receive that ball. Played ball.
Play ball, yeah, saw that coming.
So the nerves are all coming back again. We've just had a really nice last 5 minutes of it, or 10 minutes of this game, and now suddenly it's all falling to pieces again.
Nice hands by Garrow. So Hart to bring the ball in. Redmond.
Nice.
Lovely
Oh, that
ball
was a
into
lovely feed.
Simon.
Just there.
Great shot to level this game.
Yeah.
29 all. Oh my goodness.
It is, oh my goodness. The girls on the court are doing extremely well, actually. We're saying it's getting a bit scrappy every now and again, but think of the pressure they're under out there. They know what's at stake.
Both teams are just disappearing though. They're not coming forward.
they're
They're not
not.
keeping offering. They're allowing the ball to go up. Aerial game just not working.
They're running away from the ball.
Hughes taking that strong position in there. Good hold by her. This could take the Republic of Ireland back into the lead with only 5 minutes to go. They lead 30-29. They're centre pass.
The Irish goal attack has been extremely instrumental in this game. I think she'd be my player's player for this game if we were voting on such a thing.
Which unfortunately they don't trust us to do
They
here,
don't.
Joe. Great interception by Redmond. So we will find out who's been voted the player of the tournament. The coach of one team votes for their most valuable player of the opposition. Great pressure again by Hernandez. And those scores, those votes are added up over the extent of the tournament. And we will announce after this game in the presentation who has been the player of the event this weekend.
Do you have any opinions on that so far? There's been quite
so
a few,
many.
haven't there?
There have been so many really, really good quality players who've been consistent all weekend.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to call it, to be honest.
You could pick one from each team that has stood out there.
I think we could easily. So Ireland throw in. 4 minutes remaining. So Zamet now on a warning, which means the next infringement for the same thing, she will be sent to the bench.
And that means that they will be playing with 6 players?
They would be, so not surprisingly, they brought Zamet off. I'm sure she's injured.
I'm sure she is injured.
31-29. Gibraltar was a wing attack, foot fault there. So Ireland just proving the team that can maintain their concentration in these last few minutes, keeping possession. They still need to attack the ball.
Bring it up, but bring it up in a manner where they can just hold possession, and then when they see an opening, they can get it into their circle. We don't want them forcing the ball into the circle, risking an interception at this point.
That's really clever, intelligent play by Gibraltar. Getting the rebound, unfortunately Hughes missed that. They're just standing, waiting for the ball.
Yeah.
They've got to do something.
There's been a lot of standing around on this one. There's also been quite a lot of flying tackles by the Irish centre, it has to be said.
Yeah, she's throwing her heart and soul into this game, Redmond.
She really has.
Where's the options? Oh, dear. Well played. A bit messy, a bit scrappy. So, can they get the ball in for an opportunity at goal? Oh, they can't. So 2.5 minutes to go.
So Ireland keep possession, keep it calm. Don't go down the side of the line, bring it in.
Keep possession.
Yeah, that'll do. It doesn't matter. It's all
Run the
they have
clock
to
down.
do. Yeah, nice.
Nice, when the opportunity came.
Yeah.
Find the space on the court. Great play by Ireland. Hughes.
Yes. She has been consistently good.
Great shot by her. Ireland now lead by 3 goals, 32-29. Only 2 minutes left here, Joe.
Still not going to call it.
I don't think we can.
I don't think we can. We're going to have to wait for that last second. Has to be said, I am impressed how the Gibraltar team have come out this last quarter. They have played a better game.
Garrow doesn't quite fall. Truman Davis will get penalty. So, 2 in it. And Gibraltar centre pass. Get the ball back. Goodness me.
What is... And she didn't get...
Joe and I sitting here thinking, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
So penalty. Nice pop to Truman Davis. Can she score?
Obstruction by the keeper there.
Double penalty. And it sneaks in.
What a game.
Throwing my pen down on the table here.
There's been all sorts of things
Oh my
contributing
goodness.
to this game.
Can
and it's not all
Gibraltar
netball.
get the interception? Oh, they nearly did.
Oh, and they did actually throw it
goodness.
straight to them. Oh my goodness, that could have been a very expensive mistake.
What a great, oh my gosh, Hayes taking that flying interception. 29 seconds on the clock.
Come on, they've got it. No, here we go. It's gonna. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Is it going to go in? Oh, she
my
gets the
goodness.
penalty shot. Garrow.
It's going to go in.
Oh.
What a game.
32-all, and it is their centre pass. Do they know how long's left on the clock?
They probably don't. The clock has stopped, so they know that they're in a very short space of time.
They need to get the ball down. 32 all. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, there you go. That actually sums it up, does it not?
And that was the final whistle of the game, to see Gibraltar and Ireland finishing that game on 32 goals each. Unbelievable, Joan.
Unbelievable. And to be quite honest, that's probably the best result we could have expected from that game, because I'm not sure either team deserved to win or either team deserved to lose that one. It was an unbelievable game from so many different points of view. So I think a draw is probably the best result we could have expected from that.
Well, I think it has reflected the intensity of the competition this weekend. We saw earlier today Switzerland beat Isle of Man in a really competitive game to take 4 from 4 victories here. 32 all, Republic of Ireland, Gibraltar. I think that will mean that Gibraltar will end up runners-up this event, but we will find out shortly when we go to the presentation. What a game of netball.
Amazing.
What a tournament. Netball Europe U17 challenge event here in Gibraltar. Jo Beveridge, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you with us.
It's been a pleasure. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, as we said, we know that Switzerland will be facing the might of the Under-17 Championship next year, but don't go away, stay with us, and we will be bringing you the presentation here shortly to find out who did take the silver medal and who will be player of the tournament. It's been a fantastic weekend of netball. My thanks go to so many people: Netball Europe, Inspire Sport, our sponsors, Gibraltar Netball Association and all the volunteers here on the Rock, GSLA, QTV Sports and Gym Media for bringing the live streaming to you all weekend, and of course all of you at home who've tuned in. I'm Lynn Carpenter. I hope you enjoyed the weekend. Stay with us, the presentation shortly.